Hey everyone, welcome to this Charts by TRADEway training on how to trade options within the platform. Again, my name is David Verbruggen. I'm going to walk you through this. Now, real quick before we jump in, guys, this is not necessarily teaching you strategies. This is teaching you how to push the buttons. And when we go from stocks to options, we are definitely increasing in complexity. So I'm going to walk us through a little bit of that so that we know what to do, what buttons to push, and how to navigate this. I've got NVIDIA pulled up here from our watch list, and that's what we're going to use for right now. We're just going to jump up here on the top left. You can see these tabs, and there's an options tab. Click on that, and it's going to bring up an expirations window. Now, first thing I want you to not do is get overwhelmed. Lots of information here. I don't look at most of this stuff. I will tell you, my eyes like to glance at this liquidity gauge right here. This is essentially like a tradability gauge, if you will. This is going to take into account open interest, bid-ask spread. Basically, are the options on this ticker fair to trade or not? And you can kind of see this gauge green to red. I picked NVIDIA because I knew that it would be highly liquid and the spreads would be good. All that good stuff. There's other information here, skew, accelerator, IV. I'm not going to go over all that right now. If you want to dive in a little deeper, click the little question mark button right here. It'll bring you to a video, it's about 10 minutes or so, that the developers of the platform have created that go in depth on all of this right here, right? So again, don't let any of this overwhelm you. But I just glance at the liquidity gauge and then I come and I find the selected expiration that I want. I ignore most of this information. Just sometimes too much information doesn't help us, right? But I'm going to come down here and look at this August 15th expiration, which is 99 days out. If I click that and click OK, or I just double click on it, same thing, then it's going to bring up my options chain. Now, there's not a whole lot on here right now, and that's because we have this set to strikes near. If I click here, I can do strikes more or sometimes strikes all. Now, if I do all, it's going to bring up a lot. Here are a lot of different options. Refer back to rule number 1. Don't let yourself get overwhelmed, right? There's a lot here, but you don't need to be trading all of these. You know, in your education, you're going to learn specifically which ones you need to trade and how you're going to get there, right? But I've scrolled kind of to the middle. You can see the color change here. That just shows us the at the money. 120 is the closest to at the money because the stock price right now of NVIDIA is about 118. So there we go. Now I've got some columns here, and yours might be a little bit different. At the top right here, you can see several different ones. Yours might be on the pricing, might be on a different one. You can customize one that you like as well. For example, if I click on the gear box just to the right, I can choose some of these and throw them over there. Let's say I wanted to add IV change right here. I could throw that over here and then click save and it would populate it. Or if you wanted to get rid of it, you can throw it over here and click save. This is just what I like to have. I keep it pretty simple. Covered call ratio, bid ask, open interest, and delta. Lots of different things in here. Some people like to, I think in the pricing one it had, oh, maybe it was value. Oh yeah, they have intrinsic and extrinsic value. Some people like seeing that. Frankly though, if you just click on the strike itself in the middle, it's going to bring up all that information like intrinsic value, extrinsic value, all that there. So anyway, all that to say, you set that up how you want, play with it. You can have a couple different ones, right? There's custom 1, there's custom 2. So set that up how you would like. Now, as far as actually trading the option, let's jump into that. I'm going to pick here this 110 call option. It's about the 65 delta. Now, how do I actually go buy this? You can see I got a green button under the ask column and a red button under the bid column. If I simply click the ask once, it's going to populate one contract in the box here. You will also then see my risk graph on the right that will come up. And I'm not going to do a deep dive into the risk graph, but you can kind of play with this and see at what the estimated value would be at different price levels, and then correlate that with different time frames if you look at the box at the top left. But the very first thing that I look at that I want to see is what is my maximum risk. So if I bring my mouse kind of to the left here, you can see August 15th, if this thing is out of the money, I'm going to lose $1,675. We just need to understand that risk, right? Understand what our max risk is before we move on. We can also move to the right and estimate our potential. So if, say, by halfway to expiration June 26th, the price is 132.19 cents, I can see in that box there that on June 26th, I'd have about $741 of profit, right? So this is how we can use that. Now, I just simply clicked on the ask. Now I can type it in here as well. If I put my mouse there, click, and then just type a 1, I can do the same thing and type that in there as well. So a couple different ways you can do that. Now, that doesn't mean that you're in the trade. That just means you've selected that option. How do we move forward? There's a little trade button right here. It's not super prominent, but it's there. Click that trade button. It's going to pull up an order ticket. Now, this order ticket's going to have some similarities to the order ticket of the stock trade, but there's also going to be it's going to look different too, right? So let's walk through this a little bit here. You can see on this line, you're buying to open one contract of the August 15th expiration, $110 strike price. It is a call option. This is your bid-ask spread. Nice tight spread right there. And it's going to, this slider right here is going to default to the natural price, which is going to be the ask. If you want to try and negotiate, you can try and get more than mid price. I will tell you that in the paper trading account, it is harder to get the mid price. I usually just leave it at the natural. If it was a real money account, it is a little easier to negotiate with the market makers. But in the paper trading account, I leave it at the natural there. So let's double check. Yes, I am in my Charts by TRADEway virtual account, and I've got this option selected. At the natural, I'm going to click review and submit. Again, does this mean that we are in the trade? If you've seen the previous videos, you know the answer. It does not necessarily mean we're in the trade. It just means that we've successfully sent the trade to the market maker. Let's click continue. It'll bring up the order status page, and boom, here we go. Executed. Executed at 1660. So that worked out well for us. We now own this call option on NVIDIA. And if we look at our positions tab, you can see, well, we've got the McDonald's and the Boeing that we did in the previous videos. Those are the shares that we bought. And we've also got now the one contract of NVIDIA and 99 days to expiration. So that's here in the positions tab. Now, okay, how about managing this? How do we want to go about that? In order to set up a stop loss, you're going to want to come click on, for NVIDIA, click on close, because we want to put in a closing order. Now, for the stocks, we could easily put in a bracket order. In fact, we could just do the trade from the chart. Unfortunately, with options, it is not possible to do a trade from the chart, and most brokers do not offer us a bracket order for options. Some do, most don't. In this case, we can either choose to select a limit order for profit or put in a stop order. I personally prefer to put in a stop order. That way I can protect myself better. So remember, it was 1660 that we got executed at, and I'm going to put in a stop order at about $14 is where I'm just picking out a number here, guys. Again, in the education, you're going to learn more about what's the best way to do this, what's the percentage that you should be looking for, all of that. Now, if I just wanted to exit now, I could select a limit order and then do it just like I did when I entered. But I'm showing you right now how to put in a stop. So stop order at 14. One more thing, duration, right? I don't want this order to just disappear at the end of today. I want it to be staying there until I go cancel it, hopefully because I'm taking profits, right? So good till cancel, stop, 14, review, submit. Again, success. It's been sent to the market maker, and you will see that it is live. Here's our stop order. It is live here at $14. That's our call option. Now, let's say NVIDIA moves up and I'm ready to take profit. In that case, you would simply cancel this order. Are you sure you're going to cancel order? Yes, I am. Continue. And now I can go ahead and simply click the reuse. I'm going to reuse that closing order. Instead of stop, I'm going to say limit order. And here you go again. You've got the slider. You can put in a price. Now, of course, the price hasn't really moved at all since we entered this just a few minutes ago, but I'm going to leave it at the natural right now. Click review, submit, and continue. And it's still live right now. Sometimes it can take a little bit. I'm glad this actually happened on the recording here so you can see this process because this will happen. I can click this little refresh button. See, does it take? No, okay, all right. All right, I might need to take a little less money to get out of this trade. So I'm going to go ahead and click the cancel button. Are you sure you want to cancel? Yes. All right, and reuse. And let's take a little less money. Let's put in $16.50. Review, submit, continue. But it did go through. You can see executed here at 1650. So there you go. We bought it at 1660. We sold it at 1650 right there. So that's how you enter and exit an options trade in charts by TRADEway. Now, guys, we have done several good videos here, just kind of walking you through the out-of-the-box experience all the way through putting in some options trades. There are still many more features in Charts by TRADEway that we already have some pre-built videos for. I want to encourage you to check out the Did You Know series. There's about 12 videos that I've done. They've done about a year ago or so, so they're still fairly recent. Some of them overlap with some of the videos that you've already just watched, but some of them go into further things like how to use scans and screeners, how to use the journal tab, or the trade journal. So there's many more good things there. I encourage you to check those out because those are some very good tools that can help you in your trading journey. So thank you guys very much, and we'll see you guys later.